My significant other goes to gangbangs during quarantine. Okay, so this is a lot for me to unpack. Little bit of context. Been dating my 19F, so 22F, for 9 months now. She's bi and I'm still discovering myself a bit. It's been a good relationship aside from occasional arguments about my religious values. I was raised Catholic and prefer to save myself till marriage. We've fooled around a bit, but nothing too much. Hadn't really dated anyone before and she really got me out of my shell. She's a bit of a private person. I always assumed she was introverted like me. Didn't think she was intentionally keeping secrets. For the last 5 months or so, she'd been going to group therapy sessions. It made me worried that she might be depressed. Sometimes I'd ask if I could go with her, but she'd get defensive and say it's too personal for her. I respected her wishes but felt shut out. Sometimes I'd notice her texting members from the group. It was like she had developed a new friend circle that I wasn't allowed to meet. So goes to these meetings on a bi-weekly basis. The meetings were still happening during quarantine, which surprised me. We live in the UK and things are pretty strict here. Only strange thing I noticed in the past was a weird phone call I got from her. Heard some heavy breathing, like she was suffocating. I freaked and started screaming for her to answer. She said, "Pocket dial, oops," and hung up. I made her explain it to me when she got back, and she said it was a super emotional session. Fast forward to this week. We had a fight about segs, specifically my hesitation of it, and I told her it doesn't help that she is so distant. We started to calm down a bit and she asked what she could do to open up. I said going to one of her counseling meetings might be a start, but she got very defensive. Told me I was being too invasive and shouldn't give her ultimatums. I wasn't trying to force anything. It was just a suggestion and I'd never want to make her uncomfortable. We didn't really talk after that argument and things were worse than ever. Last night so went to one of her group meetings. I decided to follow her. I know this sounds really Thai of me, but after that pocket dial and everything going on I had to know what was up. I thought maybe I could speak to a head counselor or something. Tell her I loved her and was worried. Maybe we could figure this out together. I follow her to this old-looking community center. Nothing weird, right? She goes in and I start to second-guess what I'm doing. Think it over in my head for a good 15 minutes or so, then decide to step in. I'm pretty tense as I do this, feeling so much guilt. Walking through a hallway when I hear a faint music coming from one of the rooms. Figured it must be a social event. As I walk towards it, I hear music and noise coming from other rooms. I open the door and briefly notice some people going at it. Embarrassed, I quickly close the door and go to check one of the other rooms. I gradually open another door and peer in carefully. Even more confused as I see people sprawled across the floor having sex. I think the floor had mattresses on it. And at the back of the room I saw my so grinding against some stranger. I was in shock and darted out of the building. Don't think she saw me. I've been typing this out over and over, trying to come to terms with it. Haven't spoken to her since she got back. She probably thinks we're not talking cause of our fight. I don't even know who I can talk to about this and feel so isolated not being able to talk about this with so. I'm kind of freaking out about her not social distancing. She's the only person I have physical contact with, and this unnerves me now. How can I broach this subject with her? Is there any way I can talk to her without her feeling spied on? What's the best way to resolve the tension between my values and her romantic needs? I know this is a lot, but so much is going around in my mind right now and I feel like my trust has been violated. I don't hate her for this, it's just a lot to process. Any advice would be really appreciated.